Hello, lovely people. Coming to you the day after the election. I'm still processing. I really have, I'm not quite sure what to say. I'm shell shocked and still feeling a little numb, and flabbergasted and so many other things. So doing what I do, right? I'm turning to tarot and I'm looking for some guidance. I'm looking for an anchor. I'm looking for a rudder, and figured I might as well take you guys along for the ride. Just want to note, you can see a different background than my usual. I am giving thanks to my friend Heidi, who is allowing me to camp out at her house today while our cat is getting some surgery at a special vet that is over an hour from our home. So thank you, Heidi. I appreciate it. Kind of fun being in a new environment. And so here we are. So I pulled 6 cards today. The first card being sort of like, all of these are just dealing with like sort of the immediate, right? It's the next 2, 3, 4 weeks and what and how we're going to negotiate here. So our guiding card is the Princess of Wands. So she is inviting us to get very much and stay very much in touch with who we are as individuals, as a community. Our values, our passions, all of these things have not changed, right? So remember that. Also, a little bit of flexibility in how we approach things, a little creativity. So over the next immediate bit of time, do some stuff that feeds your heart. Like, just find the things that you are passionate about, that nurture you, that feed that creative part of your soul, and do that, right? You're going to want that energy, right? Because the wands is about fire and movement. So getting in touch with that part of yourself is going to allow you to then think outside the box and go forward. We'll all find ways forward, right? But we need to keep in touch with that part of ourselves, expressing who we are. It's so important now more than ever to be who you are, completely and wholly. How it's all going to feel, not a big surprise. We've got Queen of Pentacles reversed. So we're going to feel like we've lost agency. We're going to feel like we don't have control. We're going to feel like we are no longer the queens of our world, right? And that's not going to feel comfortable. But the thing to remember here is that even though shit's reversed, that energy's still there. We can still get it. So find ways to ground yourself. Find ways to tap into what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel like you are in a secure, grounded place, right? So that's the way to kind of combat the chaos and all the things that we're going to be feeling and experiencing. It's going to be like a crazy roller coaster ride of emotions. So definitely find ways to take care of yourself and feel safe and secure. So the deepest lesson, I pulled a card on the deepest lesson that we're kind of immediately facing, and it's not fun, right? 6 of Pentacles reversed. So I am interpreting this as to say, you know what? There is just simply no time, no good time where it's okay as a human to be complacent about our lives. There is no good time to just hand over responsibility to somebody else, right? And there is no good time to not be involved and not be vested and not give of ourselves, whether that's your money, your time, efforts, knowledge, skills, whatever it may be. How are you contributing to the world, to your communities? All that said, this is not a blame game, and it's not about pointing fingers or beating anybody up, because we're already feeling pretty rough around the edges. What this is saying, hey, for some of us, this may prompt people to step up for the first time. And for others, it's going to be a reminder, hey, find somebody, some way to lean on somebody, get some help, shore yourself up before you go back out to fight the good fight, right? This is also a reminder that no one individual sways it all, right? So we can all do 100%, quote unquote, everything that's right, and we still may not get the results we want, because that's the way it works. So this is a reminder to say, you know what? Don't beat yourself up, because the reality is you're not actually responsible for everything and all the outcomes. It doesn't work that way. So Be aware of what you're actually capable of influencing and not, right? Don't take on what isn't yours. But do look at your life and look at those around you and say, how can I do better, right? How can we do better? And it's not about, again, it's not about a blame game. It's taking, this is the lesson. It's what are we going to learn from what's happening and what has happened, right? How do we learn and move forward and go forward smarter and better? How do we take care of ourselves? The Fool, right? So it's kind of a hopeful card. And it's interesting because the Fool is the beginning. It's the very beginning of a new journey, a new adventure. So I take this as, especially in this next upcoming immediate time, go back to basics. Go back to the very basics, right? Feed yourself. Take care of yourself. Be like a child, right? Those basic things get taken care of. Now you can look at the world and find some wonder. And that's what you're going to be tasked to do, right? This is how we take care of ourselves right now. Find the wonder, find the beauty, find a way to shore yourself up for whatever may be coming. Because right in this immediate future, nothing's going to, like, it's not going to move that fast, right? We need to get strong. So look at your kids, look at your nieces, your nephews, look at kids on TV, whatever it takes if you don't have them around you. But how can you look at the world with simplicity, wonder, see the magic, and be open to new opportunities and new possibilities, because they're going to come in unexpected ways. And that's what we have to remember here, right? This is just the beginning. And the adventure and the journey can be whatever we need it to be, because we're the ones walking it. Okay? What do we personally need to pay attention to in this next immediate time? I got King of Pentacles. So this one is, my head immediately starts thinking of social media. So I'm going to say right up the bat is for each and every one of us to be really careful about how we're presenting ourselves. There's conviction, and then there's inflexibility. There's belief, and then there's dogma, right? So how do we take what we feel strongly about? How can we put that out in the world in a positive way? So we're not just beating on each other and we're not just spewing at each other, right? How do we learn to listen to each other? Because clearly there's a lot of unhappy people, right, in the world, in our country. And it's playing out in such a crazy way. And I can't even think about the entire globe right now. I'm just kind of looking at what we have right here in the States right now. And we need to listen to each other. We need to really hear what's the core wounds. What's driving or not the way we need and want things to go, right? There's a lot to look at. So pay attention to your own self and how you're conveying your thoughts, your ideas, and how you're sharing them. And are you listening to other folks, right? Don't get stuck in the name calling and the pointing of fingers. It doesn't help anybody. All right, so this last card is what do we personally need to do for each other? So Princess of Swords, and this kind of just goes back to what I was just saying here. Communication, listening, thinking, talking, brainstorming. Find ways with people in your community to go forward. How do you move forward? How do you come up with new things? How do you come up with better things? This is a time for planning. It's a time for talking it out and brainstorming, right? And if someone just needs to spew and talk, okay, give them space to do that, and then see if you can't turn it into a productive conversation. That's all I got right now. It's a lot. It's a long video, so I apologize for that. But hopefully it offers a little bit of guidance and a little bit of anchoring for the next immediate foreseeable future. And I will be back in a day or two with our daily tarot pulls. And meanwhile, breathe, stay safe. I'm sending you all so much peace and love.